Well, it's time. This being Texas and all, it's time to do a brisket on the MAK 2-star General. I've done a pork butt, which you may or may not have seen yet because, well, I think I'm still editing it. I did a couple of steaks on it, and I did those chicken legs, which came out very tasty. But as I said, this being Texas, it's time to do a brisket. I've already trimmed and dry brined the brisket. I'm gonna do it about 10 o'clock tonight. Why 10 o'clock tonight? Why an overnight cook? Well, let's let Alexa explain that to you. What's the weather?
In Lubbock, it's 78 degrees Fahrenheit with intermittent clouds. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather, with a high of 101 degrees and a low of 67 degrees.
I know, 101 degrees? This is the middle of May. So, I'm gonna do it overnight where it could be 67 degrees. So, well, sorry, I digress. That's this time on. Here's the brisket still in its cryovac. As you can tell, it's choice and slightly over 10 pounds. Here it is, out of the packaging and trimmed. About 2 pounds of fat was taken off. Here it is after 8 hours in the refrigerator being just dry brined. Well, let's take a little tour of the MAK Grill's 2-star General. This is the pellet hopper. I've got a combination of 3 or 4 different types of pellets in there. Black ones are made with charcoal and supposedly burn a little hotter, so you get more bang for the buck. Holds 20 pounds. Depends on how hot you need it and how long that'll last. It's a unique way of opening and stuff. I got the dual level one. This is a 3/4 size. It's supposed to sit out to there, but I was afraid I'd keep burning myself. So I got the 3/4 size so I can get in here without touching it. One of the unique thing, although a lot of the higher end ones do this, is there's so you get direct heat from below where the pellets are burning. So this has a grap so that these have little holes and stuff so that the heat can come through more easily. There's one on each side. Right. I splurged. And got this cast iron grill so that I can, that's what I've been cooking the steaks on, was this, and using the direct heat. So this is a cold smoker. As you can see down here, some of the heat from there comes through and goes out over here, and you can cold smoke. I actually have some salmon right now that I'm going to try to cold smoke in here. This was one of the reasons. It's either a cold smoker or a keep warm. That's why I've been using it. I'll take the steaks off when I'm cooking something else and stick them in here to keep them warm. Pellet boss. This thing is set up like a Nokia phone from 1999 to 2000, somewhere around there. Everything's done with buttons and stuff like that instead of having Bluetooth on it and having it just talk directly to your phone. So you can put in these probes and stuff, but if you can't use Bluetooth, you still have to walk out here and look at it, so what good is that? I spent extra to get, I hope you can see that, I don't have a flip out screen on this camera. I spent extra to get this Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi does not work, and for what it cost, it should work straight out of the box, but guess what? I had to take the Wi-Fi apart. That's why there's 2 screws that aren't in there. Take this off and actually install the Wi-Fi myself. It's real easy to do, I'll admit. There's only one way for it to go, so you can't do it wrong. But if I were to turn this on right now, it would tell you that it's looking for SSID. That's all it ever does. It can't find the Wi-Fi signal, even though the router is about 10 feet inside the door there. So that was a waste of money. They need to update this Pellet Boss big time to at least have Bluetooth, so you can do everything on your phone and talk back and forth instead of having to do it one button push at a time, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then you got to go through the small or the large, and then I mean, it's a bad design. It does what it says it is supposed to. I mean, the basic idea is to have the pellet cookers, and it heats up fast, and it, you know, it didn't have as much room as I thought it would. I figured this was going to be about over here, but it's smaller. But with this add-on to the top, it's not too bad. All right, well, that's the look at the MAK 2-star General. Time to start up the MAK grill. Push set point smoke. That's exactly where we want it. It says it's igniting. It'll take it about 5 minutes to 5 to 10 minutes to get up to smoke. Well, it's not even taking a couple of minutes for it to start smoking out the back. So I'm going to use my fireboard. See over here, there's a hole right there we can use to put the wires through. The MAK just beeped that it's at set point smoke. So we're going to put this brisket on for 2 hours at smoke, and then we're going to run it up to 250 degrees for the rest of the cook. So let's put it on right now. Stick the probe right in the middle. The inline probe is behind it. Still 2 inches away, so we're good. And she's on. After letting the brisket sit dry brine for 8 hours, I put on pepper, sugar, actually sugar in the raw, some garlic powder, and some onion powder, and then put it on the cooker. As I said, 2 hours at smoke, then we'll run it up to 250 and let her go. Well, we're 2 hours into the smoking. That's what it looks like. Fixing to run it up to 250 degrees. Everything's going along as planned. Well, it's reached an internal temperature of 201, almost 202. Came out and checked it at 195, it wasn't quite there. Checked it at 200, it still wasn't quite there. Now let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep, that's like butter. She's done. Time to take her off. Stick her in the cambro for about 2 hours, and then I'll leave them. Turning the MAK off, pretty easy. Push and hold the off button. 20 minutes for it to cool off and turn off completely, and it's done. See you inside after a couple hours on the cambro. Okay, well, the meat's been chilling in the cambro for about 3.5 hours now. Kind of got sidetracked. Somehow I bet it's still nice and warm. Yep. Actually, it's burning my hand, it's so warm. I got nice messy hands. Alright, well, I'm going to do like I always do. I'm just going to cut right down the middle and see what I come up with. I think you can see that. It's a little bit of a smoke ring there. It's more pronounced on the bottom. It's funny, it seems to be better on that one. But well, hangs like it's supposed to. Most of the fat rendered out. Well, apparently I put a little bit too much pepper on it. Which I'll admit, I didn't think was possible. It's nice and moist. I don't know if I can zoom in enough to see that, but there's just moisture coming right out of that. That little test just pulls right apart. Should put a little less salt, a little less pepper, and a little bit more sugar. But still very moist. Cooked great. And then, as far as pellet cookers go, there's a fair amount of smoke flavor on it for sure. That's why I didn't rub it. I mean, I didn't wrap it because I knew there wouldn't be that much smoke flavor. But I'm pretty happy with this, and I will definitely eat this. So, well, that's it for this edition of the Gadget Griller. I gotta turn the cameras off with greasy hands.